All right, what is up everybody? So this video is actually long overdue. I've been sitting on making this video now for probably about 2 months now, and I'm gonna do an unboxing for you guys and show you these two pieces of equipment that I was given to from the company Lewitt. Now, Lewitt is no stranger to this channel. You guys have seen me review some of their products in the past, specifically the LCT440 Pure. And well, that's gonna be something that we'll talk about here in this video. It'll make a lot of sense. They also sent me over one of their newer audio interfaces, and this is something that I actually had my eyes on when I was browsing for a budget-friendly audio interface, and I ended up going with the SSL2 at the time. But I really do think that this thing is going to even give that a run for its money. But anyways, enough talking. We're gonna go ahead and jump straight into this. We're gonna start with the unboxing, and then I'll break it down and show you guys what exactly I got here, get it connected to the computer, and give you guys a audio sample. So let's do it. So the first thing that we're gonna be taking a look here is the audio interface that Lewitt sent me. This is actually something I had my eyes on, like I said. When I was looking for a budget-friendly audio interface, I ended up going with the SSL2 instead, but I was actually interested in this one. Again, shout out to Lewitt for doing this. I didn't contact them. They actually reached out to me and asked if I'd want to try this out. So it's kind of funny how it works out that way, because I was thinking about buying this anyways at the time. But here we have the Lewitt Connect 6. And this thing's pretty interesting because the specs on here, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we get into the audio sample, the specs on here rival the SSL2, and for some people could potentially be better, something that they actually are looking for instead over the SSL2. Now, the next thing that they sent me was a microphone. I actually asked them if they would include this in the shipment because I wanted to do almost like a Lewitt themed video. So the microphone and the audio interface that I use are both from Lewitt. And this is a microphone I've used on the channel before. This thing is amazing. I absolutely love this microphone. That microphone is the LCT440 Pure. This thing is amazing. This is one of the best microphones on the market in that sub $300 price range. I absolutely love this mic. I'll start by showing you guys the microphone first, and then we'll open up that Connect 6 and take a closer look at it. It's actually packaged a little bit differently from what I remember, so maybe they changed up the packaging, but here we have just a little pamphlet. I'm not gonna get into that. Lewitt pouch, I love that they include that in there. So here we have the shock mounts and one of those type of pop filters where they slide over on top of the mic. I never use these things. In my opinion, they just don't really do much, but this pop filter actually works really well. And the cool part about this one is it just pops on magnetically. So let's see, which way does it? There it goes. So yeah, it just pops onto the stand just like that, magnetic. So you can take it, put it back on, and it's on there, won't fall off. These microphones, they're just built like tanks. I mean, it's amazing to me for the price point what you end up getting, because in a way, this feels even nicer than some of the more premium microphones that I've owned in the past. I mean, these things are really built well. Here's the LCT440 Pure. That's the microphone that we're gonna be using in this video. I'm gonna get it set up on my microphone stand here in a minute. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Connect 6. So you have the little pamphlet and everything. Probably has some of the spec details in there. It came with a USB-C cable and a USB 2.0 to USB-C cable. So I know on the back of the audio interface it's USB-C, but if you're running a older PC, you can still use it on there. You just use the 2.0 cable. I'm using a MacBook, so I'm gonna use the USB-C to USB-C. Okay, so this thing is tiny. It's very tiny. Doesn't weigh much either. Feels really light. For traveling, I could see this being really beneficial. It has a lot of different ins and outs on here. I want you guys to take a look at just the way that this looks, because for some people, this is probably gonna be a deal breaker. You're not gonna like the way this thing is. It's definitely a very strange design. I'm gonna be honest, it's a strange design. I'm not necessarily a fan of the way that this thing looks, but at the end of the day, it's about the performance. It's not necessarily about what it looks like. I think it's pretty obvious. Everyone knows that. It's just really weird because it's super flat and lightweight, and it has the little grips on the bottom of it, so it's not moving once you put it down on your counter. The fact that it has two microphone inputs is great, so you can still, if you needed to record like a guitar, an instrument, and then you were also using a microphone off to the side, you can still do that. I want to get this thing connected though and try it out. So we're gonna go ahead and get this plugged in, see if there's any software that we have to download, and then get the microphone set up, and then I'm gonna give you guys a audio test and we can hear how this thing sounds. That literally took maybe about 30 seconds to actually get the software installed and figured out. It's super straightforward. If you've ever used any sort of control center application with your audio interface, which most modern audio interfaces do have that, it's easy. I mean, it's super straightforward, very user-friendly. So you just go to the link on this paper, which they include inside the box, and it'll walk you through how you get it set up. And then they even have a little tour set up in there so that once you get in, it takes about 30 seconds to learn the software and you are good to go. So I didn't really even try to like learn the audio interface necessarily. I kind of wanted to just play around with it for myself and figure out if I can learn it on my own. And I'm not even kidding, literally one of the easiest things ever. So pretty much to navigate through the audio interface and all of its settings, you just click down on this main switch on the top of the audio interface, and then you can turn the dial to adjust your microphone input, the headphone output, the actual speaker output for your monitors, whatnot. I mean, it's incredibly straightforward, very user friendly. And the things that I'm noticing so far, aside from just how clean the preamps are on here, because again, like I said, these have better preamps in my opinion than the SSL2 and the Audient interface that I was running for the longest time on my channel. I mean, they are really that good. And I'm gonna put up on the screen right now just the spec sheet on this thing so you guys can take a look. But the one thing I want you guys to really pay attention to is the EIN and also the amount of gain that this thing can supply. So this should have absolutely no issues running a dynamic microphone. And I've said this in the past, if your audio interface can run a dynamic microphone, it'll have no issues running your condenser microphones. So we're running right now the LCT440 Pure with the Connect 6, and this is just the vocal chain. I'm not going to do any post-processing because I want you guys to really see for yourself just how this audio interface is going to interact with, well, this microphone, for example, but also just so you guys can get an idea of like this very straightforward vocal chain that almost anyone can go out and get right now if they really wanted to. But I really do like the fact that this thing is bus powered, and a lot of these newer audio interfaces coming out nowadays are just like that. So it makes it so easy to just grab this, grab your microphone, 2 cables, and you're out the door, grab your computer. That's all you need and you can start recording. So I love that feature with this thing, and also just compactness, how compact this entire setup is. I mean, again, if you look how tiny that is, it's unbelievable that they're able to fit this all into such a small package. Super flat on the counter. And again, it's got these little like grips on the bottom of it, so it's not going to slide around. It's secure where it's at, and you're ready to start recording. Get you a microphone. It doesn't necessarily have to be this microphone. I just wanted to use it for this video, but you're good to go at that point. Just your microphone, audio interface, and your computer. But anyways, I really just wanted to show you guys the power of this audio interface. Use it with the LCT440. Keep it in that kind of Lewitt family, because again, Lewitt was kind enough to send this over to me to use it in this video, so it's definitely much appreciated. And I hope that you guys can find some use out of this video, get an idea of what you'd be getting if you bought the Connect 6 or even the LCT440. And of course, if you have any questions on the Connect 6 or the LCT440, you can go ahead and leave a comment down below or reach out to me at my Instagram. I'll leave that pinned in the comment section as well. And again, a special thanks and shout out to Lewitt for sending this over to me. I really do appreciate it. And I think that's gonna wrap it up. I pretty much covered what I wanted to in this video, but if I missed something, just go ahead and ask me and I would be glad to get back to you. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and stay tuned. I do have some more videos coming out here soon. I have some stuff that I'm really excited to show you guys. It's gonna be pretty big. But with that being said, I'll see you guys all in the next one, so take care, everybody.